騒動
Hey, what's up, everybody? Or all zero of you, because we didn't.
I'm tweeting it out right now.
I thought I could get this like all set up in time, and it barely worked. I need more color. Ooh, that brought all the color back.
No, not Sentai 2032, 2022. There we go.
Wait, what?
I accidentally typed 2032 instead of 2022 Sentai. So I fixed it though.
Very nice. That's good. I didn't put it in the thumbnail because I didn't know if he was going to show up or not, but we are going to have Matt Hunt on for a little bit.
Are we? Awesome.
Yeah, to talk some rumors and stuff.
I didn't even know that. So.
Yeah. So that's going to be a little fun. I have dinner right here. So
nice. I have Snapple right here. So
is that apple Snapple?
You bet it is.
Oh, of course. All right. So
so I should put Matt in the socials then, huh?
Yeah, that could be helpful. Yeah, so we have a blog to get through, and I gotta be honest, it's not the most exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it's like kind of just, like to be expected stuff, basically.
Well, I mean, genuinely, I expected the rest of Mammoth at some point, but
yeah.
I guess that's not what we're doing.
They're never gonna do it. Just
probably not.
Also,
the Malunis is running a little late. Huh?
It'd be the one form that they just skip.
So. Yeah. Could you imagine? the one blind spot of Soto. Yeah, all right. I'm going to start sharing my screen so we can get through this blog a little bit.
It's been shared to Twitter and Discord, so we're ready to go.
Ooh, very good. Very good. Let's see here. Yes, okay, I am sharing the blog now.
Yeah.
What is up, Julio Figueredo? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what my mouth said. Yeah, let's talk about this because we actually have the double form Eagle, and it looks pretty good.
It does. It does.
Yeah, I'm into it. I like Vice's form better here.
I gotta say, it has nothing to do with this, but they showed the promo images for next week's episode. Like how they do.
Yeah.
And the Gaim form, I love it. It looks so good.
I did see those too. Yeah, that's good stuff. But that one does seem to disconfirm or unconfirmed. You know how we were thinking, oh yeah, Vice is or Revice is the middle form.
Yeah,
and Vice is like the base form. That doesn't seem to be the case with the Gaim one, except for the weapon, I guess. But his chest isn't right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, all right. So these guys, pretty cool looking. I will say Vice has sort of a big head. Hey, there's Malunis.
Hey.
What's going on? Oh, I forgot. We should introduce ourselves. As always, I'm your host of Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
Josh.
Sa, omae o sumi o kazero.
That's right. Wait, what did I do?
Actually, you did link the stream, but just not in a place where I could see it.
It's on Twitter. We always do Twitter. We talk on Twitter.
For some reason, Twitter doesn't like giving me notifications for our Twitter group.
Well, whose sin is that? I think that's Jack Dorsey's sin, not mine.
Cool. You gave me the name to blame. Good. I didn't even know the guy's name offhand. Anyway,
I remember Jack, and I feel like Dorsey is the one. Is that the right guy?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, what is up, Galen Molina? How are we feeling about Hasbro not announcing any of the figures that have been coming out? This is Soto time. That's how I feel. But
fuck NFTs anyway.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
100%.
So hey,
Eagle.
Yes.
One person and two people.
For episode 3.
Actually, these are these are 2 persons and 2 peoples.
Well,
Hey,
that's the
we
way
have
it's
another
trans-
person
that's the
here.
way it's
Yes, we
translated
have
the
our special
phrase.
guest for today.
Oh,
Guys,
What?
welcome in Matt Hunt.
hey.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey.
What's going on, bud?
Coming to you live from my
I-
really dark basement.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
I gotta ask, how much time do you have?
That's
I can
question.
stay until it's like 10 my time, so like 25 minutes.
25 minutes? Okay, you know what?
Eagle.
We've got this blog to talk about. We can sideline this for a little bit because I wanted to bring Matt Hunt on here to talk
Sentai.
about some Sentai rumors and leaks.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Those
so
have been
unfortunately, we are going to have to derail the conversation, but that's fine
Oh.
because we have plenty to talk about here. Let me take this off the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've heard 2, as of seeing Corey's video, maybe 3 different versions of what the next Sentai is going to be. Like
we should probably also preface this with Zenkaiger spoilers ahead.
Right, yeah. So if you're
Yeah.
if you're not caught up on Zenkaiger, I mean, it's not gonna nothing that was leaked is gonna ruin the Zenkaiger plot. I don't think. But you know, if you're someone who does not want any spoilers whatsoever, the warning is there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did a video today. And Matt, thank you so much for helping me out with that. Like,
no problem.
He posted a thing, and I got really tripped up on this one part with the gears. And I was like, Matt, do you have time for a call? I need this explained to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
It's fine. I'm operating on very little sleep that I should probably remedy. It's a very busy week for me. So
Oh yeah,
it's
I
Sentai
bet.
season.
just journal. So yeah, so what are the? Do you want to just go through things, or do you guys just want to ask questions? And what are the 3 different things that you heard?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about. What have you heard?
It's possible that they were all related. It's just that I heard them all separately. One of them was that
that's fair.
There would be a dude showing up in Zenkaiger who is buddies with the Zenkaigers. There's something about Juron combining with something to form a motorcycle.
Yes. So
Yeah.
so that part is true. So the new Sentai's Red, who we do not know the name of yet, and the show that we do not know the name of yet, we know half the name. If the toy listing is 100% to be believed, because sometimes those names do change between the listings and what they actually are in the show. So that listing name is yeah, right, exactly. So a lot of the time they'll use like a placeholder. In this case, this came from, I guess, Chinese stores. So you got to preface that with it could be mistranslated from Japanese into Chinese and then back into English. But they're saying that the prefix of the title is Bakutaro Sentai.
Okay.
So Baku from explosion and then Taro from Momotaro. Which if you have watched Deno, you should be familiar with. That is Momotaro's namesake, the legend that he is based on. So that's our Red Ranger's motif is Momotaro. And he will be showing up as per... We got a few leaks a couple days ago, and they are from a person who I don't know personally, but did leak out all of the Zenkaiger catalogs and has been pretty much 100% correct. So unless they just...
Yeah, this is the other set of rumors that I heard, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So the same person who has leaked the catalogs for Zenkaiger leaked this information. So it's pretty much a sure thing. I don't want to say it's like 100%, but I'll go like 99.5%. Like it's confirmed.
There's room for error in the sense that maybe they misheard someone.
Yeah, or stuff
exactly.
Might change.
That's always the case. And also stuff might change. Like like we had back in Q Ranger, we had Kotaro was supposed to get that older like person suit, like Justin from
right
Power Rangers Turbo. and that
Ah.
never happened. Like that just changed. So
Okay.
things change between the toy catalog and the show, which is part of the reason they've kind of nixed the catalogs for the most part.
Mhm.
But there's still an internal catalog that happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically this guy is a Momotaro themed ranger. He's got some samurai look to him too.
Mhm.
His visor will be like, the description said that it's peach leaf shaped. If you go look
Makes
and just
sense.
look up like a Japanese peach with the leaves on top, I think that's what it's supposed to be. And then he'll have like a samurai top knot either as part of the visor or on top of his head. And then the suit itself is going to be like Zenkaiser in that there's some armor pieces on there, but it is a standard quote unquote ranger suit. And then yeah, he is showing up in Zenkaiger as of January. So sometime in January he'll show up. He'll be a regular on the show until it ends, and then he will basically kidnap Kaito and Juran, and he'll take them along with him, and they'll be regulars on that show. I don't know if they're going to be like regulars all the way through, or they're just going to be on there for the first bit until he gets like an actual team. Because right now we only have him. There's no information on any other Rangers but him. And like I said, we don't have the actual team name title, so hopefully we get that Monday. What was the other rumor that you heard or
something about how the Sentai gears would be changed into something else that's very similar?
Yeah. Okay. So first on the other thing, yes. So because Juran is there and he's involved, and Kaito's involved, the first robot for next year, and controversially, possibly the last robot for this year, is going to be a combination between the new Red bike mecha and Juran. That'll be like the first robot of this new Sentai. And then that bike will also be the new Red Ranger's transformation gun. So it should look similar to the Geared Slinger, but it will be a different thing. And then as for the gears, so this is all part of the same week. Basically, the Sentai gears are going to be like upgraded as far as any Sentai gears that come out past next February won't be this type of Sentai gear that we have now for Zenkaiger. It'll be a different thing for the new show that will still be sold under the brand Sentai gear, but there'll be something different to it.
The idea of the transformation device is also a motorcycle that combines with Juran, or it combines to form a motorcycle as well as a mecha. That kind of tracks with that one Twitter thread that was talking about like how they're kind of doing double duty on toys just so they don't have to sell as many toys.
Yeah, I mean, especially the last couple of years, obviously Sentai's budget is not what it used to be. I don't know what the actual numbers are. I mean, that's kind of assuming that toku shows have a high budget to begin with. Like, I don't know that even Kamen Rider has a high budget. It's got probably a higher budget than Sentai does right now, but I don't know the exact numbers. As far as toys go, though, remember we're still dealing with a pandemic, which is not really under control to like a great degree in Japan or Asia. So that's still going on, which means toy production is slowed. There's a whole host of other things that are slowing down toys. So I think in their best interest, it makes sense to sort of throw things into one toy. Like with Zenkaiger, we have Zenkai Cannon, and that's got it's a mecha, it's a gun, a gun with a lot of sound effects, and then it's also your core for the big cluster formation with the two Zenkaios. So they're kind of getting their production money's worth. I think that what we're looking at now though is just it's not even the first quarter of next year. It's sort of like an in-between quarter. What would be the second quarter of Kamen Rider, they're kind of just throwing this new Red Hero in there. And it will work with Zenkaiger toys because we're bringing some Zenkaiger people over. So this is like a transitional quarter. And I think the other thing was with the motorcycle, and I think Corey talked about this in the video.
I very much did.
The Change Hero series, the Change Hero series will continue with the new Sentai, at least with the new Red Ranger, and you'll be able to put the Change Heroes, at least. I mean, I'm assuming Zenkaiser, but definitely the new Red will be able to ride in his motorcycle, so you'll be able to use the deluxe Changer toy also as like a vehicle for your Change Heroes series. So you kind of have 3 ways to display your new toy, which is nice. Which is
And, like-
I'm thinking about getting at least 2 because I don't really want to take apart my Zenryo Zenkaio.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I just want to kind of leave it there. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a good move, but it's definitely interesting. It hasn't really happened before.
It's
And I think that toy itself, you know, whether it's a budgetary constraint to like put a bunch of things into one toy, or it's maybe like it's sort of serving as a bridge between like, hey, if you're only collecting Yudo or Change Hero,
Right.
you kind of have this thing that goes to the higher priced items, so it could end up leading you that way. And I really like, I mean, I hate it, but I like the idea. It's very smart. I understand.
You're gonna buy it, Corey.
I absolutely am. It's compatible.
I
are
like
correct.
that just because like for me, Zenkaiger has like taken over my existence. Like I've bought basically pretty much everything I've bought from the line, across like all lines. I think the only thing I'm missing is like mini Plo weapons and like the little Gachapon Gatai guys, but like even keychains I have like so. The fact that Bandai has decided now to be cohesive and they're going to continue kind of hurts my soul, but also it's nice. It's going to be cool to like have the collection of 1 year roll over into the next.
Absolutely.
Just because I don't know, I used to collect Transformers. I don't collect them anymore, but like when Beast Wars was out, you kind of had that same feeling. Not that the toys went together per se, but it was, you know, you feel like you're actually collecting something. I feel a lot of the time with Sentai, that's not the feeling you get. It's the feeling you get from Zenkaiger. Like all the stuff works together really well. It's cohesive. But sometimes with Sentai, you know, the weapons are either random, or the changers are random, or the mecha are random compared to everything else. This year has not felt like that, and if they can keep that going, I'm really excited about that. But I am also getting poor, so
for sure. I mean, we had Mortal Wombat mention it in the chat. So what you're saying is Josh still spending money next year? Yeah. I have to get all the gears.
Poor Josh. And so we are. I mean, I can confirm that we are getting like more Sentai collectibles next year. That's 100% confirmed. There's no
so it's not like an off year where there's no gimmick.
Right.
We are
which again is weird. So even if I didn't have even if we didn't get the leak of the actual toy listings, the fact that there is a collectible next year would point to more Sentai gears, because they wouldn't usually do collectibles back to back unless it's the same collectible, like we had in Go Kaiser to Go Busters.
There's 2 things that Shirakura has said that I always think about. I'm always thinking about that man. Like back when Superhero Senki came out, he had some comment about how like, oh, this is the last time we're doing a crossover, because after this, Sentai is going in its own direction. And for some reason, my interpretation of that is, oh, so you're probably going to do something a little bit more like Ultraman, where it's constantly celebrating itself.
Yep. I think that's kind of the idea. Also,
the other thing,
Super Sentai is offset from its actual anniversary, right? So if they correct that, then, you know, Kira Major was the actual anniversary season if we're counting Go Ranger as the first season, right? But then if we're counting Battle Fever J as the first season, because that's technically the first Super Sentai, it's 2 years ahead. So I think they're trying to like correct that so that they can actually celebrate the real anniversary on time. And the reason, because Kamen Rider is celebrating the year anniversary, right? It's 50 years of Kamen Rider, but Super Sentai always celebrates the number of seasons. So I think what Shirakura meant by that. My interpretation. I think it's a little bit of that we are going to go in an Ultraman route for at least a couple of years. But I also took from that Sentai is going to celebrate the anniversaries now on the season. I mean, on the year versus the season, and that kind of offsets it from Kamen Rider. So I think in his mind,
the fact
that was the last chance to do that movie because there's never going to be an overlapping anniversary again.
They're not going to pretend about numbers anymore.
Right.
I always think of that net movie where Gokai Silver is just like, oh no, is Gokai just ripping off Decade? And then Narutaki is like, no, you took Decade's garbage and you powered it up. But the other Shirakura thing that I always think about is I forget exactly what the circumstances was, but it was him responding on Twitter, and he said something to the effect of, Zenkaiger's doing really well, so the next series is going to kind of be influenced by Zenkaiger.
Yep.
So this all lines up.
He's been pretty honest, surprisingly honest for what Toei usually does. Any Japanese company usually says. He's pretty straightforward, which is why I really hate when dumb fans tweet at him things that they shouldn't.
Yeah,
for real.
How long before these leaks get tweeted at Shirakura? I'm waiting.
Honestly. Probably it's already happened. We just don't know.
Probably
the one that I always like to point to is the one where he literally says something in English like, "I can't tell you why this thing in Geo doesn't make sense."
Yeah, I don't know if people don't he speaks pretty good English for all things considered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to quote him when he says,
"You
see, every movie is its own."
He said a couple things in different interviews this year. One of them being, yes. So he basically, I think, is one, as you said, the Zenkaiger is doing at least decent enough, right? It's definitely not. The sales numbers have balanced, which is what that means is instead of trending down, they're now trending either flat or going up.
Oh,
so that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
If you want to account that, is it just the Sentai gears? Is it other factors? Whatever, it's a good sign. So Zenkaiger is doing at least decent. The other thing is a lot of new blood is coming into work at Toei. You have this the older producers are kind of there as advisors now. Shirakura is an executive producer on Zenkaiger, but he's been in the background of every season since he's worked there, basically, especially on Kamen Rider, but on Sentai too. So I think now we're going to see some of these younger producers and writers kind of give their vision of what Sentai and Rider is. We're already seeing it with Revice, because the writer in Revice has never written Kamen Rider before. He's brand new. I think he's from anime or what have you. But I think we're going to get a couple of new writers, new producers. Maybe the flavor of Sentai will change a little bit. I think that's also maybe why they're doing this kind of faux sequel move. It's a way for them to kind of build, but also not go too far out into the ocean without knowing how to swim. Worst case scenario, if something doesn't work, they could just fall back on the Zenkaiger comedy thing, and they'll probably be fine, right? I think this is their way of kind of tiptoeing into more original stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this for at least a couple of years, them doing something like this. I don't know if it's going to always involve Zenkaiger necessarily, but maybe, at the end of next year, maybe they'll move a couple of those characters onto the next show.
I enjoy Zenkaiger. I haven't watched it for a little bit, but I love making jokes about how it's this weird position that Toei is in. Because back when it started, I was making the joke of, it looks so much like Metal Heroes. What if the next season is Kikai Sentai something Jur, and then next one is Kikai something something Jur, and then suddenly, hey, we're Metal Heroes now. And now these rumors have come up, and it's like, oh no, is that actually happening?
So Metal Heroes, for all intents and purposes, is a dead property.
I was about to say, speaking of rumors, have you seen the one person that I've seen tweet, "Hey, in 2022, there's going to be a new Metal Hero series"?
Yeah, there's not.
Okay.
Metal Heroes is a dead property, and what I mean by that is Kamen Rider and Super Sentai have eaten it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is absorbed into their DNA. So anytime if you see anybody posting like, "Oh, there's going to be a new Metal Hero series," 100% they are lying.
Yeah, this Twitter account that posted this also was very suspect because it was titled something like Toei Tokusatsu and was based in Malaysia.
Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, so Metal Heroes is a dead property. The only thing you'll see from Metal Heroes, again, this is speaking to what I am privy to and what I have seen and what my experience is.
Sentai crossovers.
Anything that Metal Heroes will be involved in would be in an anniversary aspect or a movie aspect. So like we'll see Gavan probably come back at some point. We'll see a couple of those guys.
Weirdly
like
consistently
Jiraiya,
within
probably.
Sentai.
Yeah, we'll see them show up either in Sentai.
Does anybody else have slow, Matt?
Hello.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Robot.
It's me.
Mhm.
Oh wait, hang
Welcome
on.
back.
Give me a second.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, now we have no Matt.
No, Matt.
he's invisible. Lights out.
Yeah. Oh,
There you go.
How about now?
There he
Better.
is.
yeah.
Ye-
No, even
Yes,
less,
no.
Matt. Oh. All right, we have motion. There he is.
We have motion.
Oh.
It's kind of looking like a Sega CD game.
Oh,
Oh,
now
no.
we really have no Matt.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now we have go, Matt.
Oh, Mango, Matt?
No, that doesn't exist.
Oh,
Hello.
Hey, there
Better?
he is.
Hey.
there you
Okay. My internet was down for a bit. That's why I was slow. Yeah. So basically, if you see somebody trying to say that Metal Heroes is happening, it's not.
It's what I consider to be the aspirational rumor.
Yes. The other thing that you probably will see is every year Sentai is canceled.
I mean,
Yeah,
that one I've been predicting.
That is not ever going to happen unless there is a severe, and I mean severe, loss of money at Toei. Because Toei does not have a lot of IPs to its live action brand.
That's
They
true.
basically have two. So right now in the world that we live in entertainment, IP is like your money. It's your cash cow.
Right.
So even if
That's
even if Sentai is only making a small profit, it's still making money off of the fact that they own the IP. Right?
Right.
They are, even just like Hasbro paying the money to make Power Rangers. Even if it's like a little amount, it's still money that they're making without having to do any actual work.
Yeah.
True.
So, and then also Kamen Rider prints money. So like the Kamen Rider money pays for Kamen Rider and Sentai and probably a whole bunch of other stuff that they can make.
Right.
So those two rumors, you see them every year. They're not true. I think if Sentai were to ever be canceled, it would be like when Kamen Rider was canceled for the 7 times that it was canceled. We would know about it way in advance. Like it would be like it'd be out there. They'd be trying to promote it because they would be making money on it. Also,
Sentai clearance sale.
Yeah, exactly. They're not gonna hide the fact because it is actually an opportunity for them to make more money.
Sure.
Yeah.
But also just it'd be from my standpoint, if Sentai ever ends, it'll be on an anniversary, and we'll know way in advance. Like,
yeah.
We would
now that
Sentai
46
would be a good end, but we would know about it. Is what you're saying?
We would know about it, and now I already know about Sentai 46. So I would say we are probably, I don't want to use the word guaranteed because nothing is ever guaranteed in this world, But I would find it very odd if Sentai ended before hitting 50. I'd find that weird. It's been a property that they've owned for such a long time. I feel like they're trying to at least get to that. Right, exactly. I would find it very weird. Even if it's going to be like this Power Rangers-esque idea where the next couple of seasons are loosely connected, it's still a new season, and they're still counting it as that. I would think we're basically, I hate saying guaranteed, but I would say we're guaranteed to get 250 at least.
That's the other joke I was making, where it's like they're looking at what comes next after Zenkaiger. They're like, what can we do to freshen things up? Well, Power Rangers seems to be doing well. No one will ever know.
Well, see, the thing is, they've done this before, and they did it before Power Rangers. They just kind of chickened out. Like, like Denji Man was supposed to be directly sequeled. Sequeled? Can I use it in that way? Sure. Sun Volcan was a direct sequel in planning phases to Denji Man. And then basically they kind of couldn't do that for like budgetary reasons or whatever. So it turns into its completely its own thing, but it still was a loose sequel because they brought back a villain from Denji Man. It's I think the only Sentai up until Gokaiger besides like Versus films where there is like a shared continuity. It's not a great shared continuity. If you watch both shows back to back, it's odd at best. Sure. But it is there, like it's in the DNA of the show. And then also like Go Ranger and Tajacker is the same universe continuity. They have a Versus movie together. It's all in Ishinomori's world view, as it were. You have Kamen Rider Amazon is also around at the same time. I think Spider-Man is in there as well. So yeah, it's not something that they haven't done before. It's just they haven't done it to this degree. Like this is going to be different. This is going to feel more on the Power Rangers side of things, where you're going to be dealing with certain characters past this season.
I genuinely thought with Geo, like Kamen Rider would be the one to start doing something like this, and then they just sort of didn't. And I'm surprised that Sentai's gonna get there first.
Yeah. I mean, it's every Rider show for a while was kind of doing like a post credits thing. Where it's like here's some high schoolers and one of them holding an Astro Switch for some reason. Anyway.
One second, guys. You can come.
Okay.
So these assassins are coming for you.
Yeah. They found me.
It's the room with all the Sentai robots. I think we're in the right spot.
Yes. Can we see, or are my lights crappy? There's everything. I've stolen it. So I guess I'll just finish off because I do have to go.
Yeah, no worries.
Trying to think if we missed anything. Yeah, I mean it's an exciting time to be a Sentai fan. I feel like it just feels different, and different is good, even if different turns out bad. I still think different is good, right? Like I think I'd rather them shoot their shot and fail than just kind of fail because they're not trying. Yeah, that's also where I'm standing. So like like Zenkaiger is popular, roll with it.
Yeah,
keep your audience. The kids are liking it.
Do what you can.
Keep them around. Yeah, exactly. Why? I think the only thing that's going to really be controversial next year, in my opinion, is they are going to start leaning on the CGI more.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that it's a budgetary thing because it depends. It probably is. I think if you have consistent CGI and you have the right people doing it, and you're hiring enough people to do it properly, it probably is saving you money versus upkeep on robot suits and sets like that. At the same time, I think sometimes it is more expensive than the physical stuff. So I'm interested to see what the combination of that is next year. Yeah, that's it. Let me go, guys. I'm sorry for derailing your.
No worries. You're good. Thanks for being on.
No problem. I'll be on again at some point. I think we should all keep an eye out for Monday.
Yeah,
I am
looking
like
forward to it.
95% sure we're getting the title for the new Sentai.
All right.
Sweet.
I'll see you there.
Later, boys.
Thanks,
Good
dude.
night.
Have a good night.
Later.
Take care.
All right.
Well, I didn't have time to ask him, but Blade Runner actually had a question for him. Maybe one of you knows anything about this. Is the reason that Sentai won't be canceled also why Sentai won't be turned into an anime? Because that shows up every year too.
Well, I mean, he did say that like Rider and Sentai are their only two live action properties, and he specified that. So I feel like that might be why as well.
For sure, yeah. Because
Why
then
it
you
doesn't
would
get
just
turned
have
into an
Rider
anime.
be your soul.
I've never even heard of the fact that Sentai rumored to be an anime. That makes sense to me, but it's funny because that happens with Power Rangers too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Also, when it comes to the CGI as well, I know that early on in Saber, you, Corey, had suspected that would help us get more motorcycle stuff. Oops. But
Yeah.
but I think something has changed because as I was catching up more on Saber, I'm just like, there's way more interesting locations that they can do with CGI.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
The ones that stuck out to me is anything involving the sort of Logos areas.
Yeah.
Just like, ooh, they're making use of it. I don't know if it's expensive or not, but apparently it's working.
It's also really funny that they're using Unreal Engine because you could conceivably, if you're better at coding or whatever, you could conceivably start playing Fortnite inside the sort of Logos or something.
I was about to say, feasibly, they could make a really good game.
Yeah, they could.
Just literally rip the assets from the show.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, once again, really appreciative that Matt decided to show up and help us out with that.
Absolutely.
Because, he's been helping Josh and I sort of suss this out the whole time, too.
Yeah.
So, it was great to, hear it from the source, because for him, it's I don't know, however many telephones down, and then it gets to Matt, and then it gets to Josh and I.
Yeah.
So it's best to hear it from, one less removed.
Right.
So that was cool.
Sure.
But yeah, the main point of discussion I wanted to take from that, and I believe who was it? Mortal Wombat had brought this discussion up. Since we're having Juron and Zenkaiser stick around, Yoda Line could have Hakaiser come around. Let's raise our hopes for it to crash later. So I don't know about Hakaiser, but I feel like if we're moving into the new Yudo line, there's a possibility that whatever Zenkaiser's new form is going to be or whatever, maybe we could see that in Yudo, and it wouldn't get skipped.
I'm going to give the Yudo team a benefit of a doubt because we keep pointing out how it has these failings. I'm going to give it the benefit of a doubt and say there's got to be people on that team who are like, please, Bandai, let us make Hakaiser.
Yeah.
I would just love for the Yuda line to finally be good.
Yeah.
Not to be so blunt about it, but
I mean,
it's so painfully close is the thing.
Exactly.
Sentai and figures, not a great history. I was just talking about it recently with Figure Arts.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's and you see this, I literally see proof of how that relationship works on Twitter every day because I have a lot of Japanese followers on Lightning Fig PR who are importing in all the Lightning Collection figures because they have no other alternative.
Right, yeah.
So they do have that, and that is a pretty good alternative. They actually make a correct looking Gao Silver, but
that's true.
Someone could make that handshake meme out of Sentai fans, or Sentai fans overseas, Sentai fans in Japan, and the middle is wanting some Zhuodra figures.
Yes. Can we make one of those for Q Ranger figures too? Because that's what I really want.
Right.
Genuinely, yeah.
We have a complete Q Ranger line. What do you mean?
Imagine having only a quarter of Q Ranger.
Not even.
Imagine.
Wait. Oh yeah, you're right because it really is only two characters, huh?
Thank you.
That would be the dream, huh?
That was the joke that I made when I got the figures. I said, "Wow, I've got a whole Yudo line right here."
Actually, speaking of Q Ranger, I actually saw something really interesting that Zenkaiju did tonight with Q Ranger. I don't know if anybody saw it on Twitter.
I'll go for it.
Apparently, they summoned a copy of Chameleon Green with the Zenkai cannon.
Oh.
And she actually used a chameleon power where she turned pink. Like the suit turned like a photoshopped pink. And I'm like, why did that never happen to Q Ranger? But it happened in Zenkai.
Yeah, she just went invisible.
Yeah.
So AJMC is asking something. Dumb question. Why is Soto so good and Yudo so bad? So
because the Soto.
I'm wondering what you mean by that. Is it like, why do we think that way, or why do we think that they?
No, I don't think it's why we
bad?
think that way. It's definitely like why we think it is that way.
Can I just bring up a little bit of Transformers for y'all?
Oh yeah, of course.
Sure.
They did this one lineup like back in the 2000s. I think it was just called Crossovers, where it was like, what if the Hulk? What if Wolverine? What if these Marvel characters? What if these Star Wars characters transformed? And the thing that people always notice is, wow, these look like they were definitely designed by people who aren't on the Transformers team. That's kind of what I figure is going on with Yudo versus Soto, is that it's different people who are making figures, and they maybe cross over a little bit in the way where like they're both at the water cooler and exchanging ideas.
I don't know.
But,
I think I disagree.
Oh,
because like
you don't think it's feasible that there's two different teams?
No, I know it's two different teams.
Okay.
It's just that
I'm not saying that the one is worse than the other. I'm just saying two different teams. So that is just to not say why is one so bad and one so great. I'm just saying, well, the reason that they're different is because they're different people.
Sure, and like genuinely, I don't think Yudo's bad. I just think like the Yudo figures themselves are very good figures, and that's why like we're all so angry that they don't continue to do more, because they're missing a whole wave each and every time.
Yeah,
I think I'm calling this a theory, but I think that enough people would agree that it doesn't need to be considered one. Sentai is better at robots.
Oh yeah,
or at least robots sell better in Japan.
Yes, that I will agree with.
Therefore, Bandai probably is just like, oh, you still want to make figures? Well, I guess we got room for it. Rather than being like, oh, hell yeah, make some more Sentai figures.
Yeah.
They're just kind of like, oh, you want to do this? Okay, I guess. We got room.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like they're being allowed to make figures rather than
like
necessity.
Yudo's the afterthought. Soto's the main meal, the main course.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Like I always think of Yudo as the EX line, where
we're always surprised to, or at least I'm speaking for myself here. The joke I always make anytime we get a new Soto or a new Yudo update on the blog, my reaction is, "Oh, right, that's still around."
Exactly.
Yeah, I say it less than I do with Ultraman, but yeah,
same.
You know,
but what I just said applies to both.
Yeah, all right. So we got Blade Raider coming in here with Yudo is what Kamen Rider Candy Toys was before Soto. Good toys with a limited selection, but the big things were made. Yeah, you know what? Gaim was pretty comprehensive.
Yeah.
Drive was pretty comprehensive. Like,
that's true.
When I was doing a little bit of archiving for the Candy Toy figures on the Bandai site, I was impressed that even though on the surface it looks like Drive, Ghost, etc. had like maybe 3 waves, those 3 waves covered a decent amount.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, yeah. I didn't want to derail us too far. I know, Josh, you probably want to. You might have a time constraint. No,
I mean, I have until 11:30. I got like
an hour
and a half. So,
but talk about some birds.
Let's do that. Let's get back to this.
The good one.
Yeah, it's time to count up your sins and
the
put
bad
some
one.
punchy fists in. But before that, check out this. We have the Oin Buster 50 in the axe mode. Very happy about this. But with this thing, he says he uses this weapon almost every week because he's always swinging the DX toy at home. So he definitely recommends it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to call this the Gabrincho, but that's not the name of the other's weapon.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's exactly what I expected the design to look like.
Pretty much, yeah. Also, we have the punchy fists for Vice, and I guess this year, or at least this wave, we're getting both punchy fists or both sets because Vice gets his and Revice gets his in buy two.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then I think we got in a little more in depth with these figures. Base level, there's just a lot more paint on these guys. Outside of this chest piece here, basically all the purple is done up in paint. Same with the entirety of this side skirt here, which is very impressive. Even Vice here gets the gunmetal on this side and the vibrant, vivid green on this side. They said they went through like 6 different versions of this green to finally get it right.
I'd expect nothing less.
Yeah.
I was about to say it's also one of those colors it's like, oh, is this more of a yellowish green? Is this more of a bluish green?
Right. Also, the only the fronts of the wings are going to be getting stickers, so we are finally seeing the limits to which they will go to for this accuracy.
That's it. I sent it back. It's all ruined.
Oops.
But yeah, another thing they wanted to point out is that the shins and the forearms are all getting painted as well. And basically, I think it's like right here. Yeah, basically these designs are just so simple that they were able to paint a lot of these things in. So it worked out.
Yeah. Always appreciated when they can do that.
Mm-hmm. We also have a tiny comparison between the two weapons.
It looks so weird when you don't have the axe part on for the gun.
Oh, I know. Another interesting note here is that there should be empty portions down where the yellow is pointing them out.
Could you imagine like that being an accessory set, like the bottom part of the axe for the hand or something like that?
I'm sure it's gonna happen. It's Soto. It has to.
Right, exactly.
But the holes that should be punched out for the trigger and below it, those actually got filled in. So you are putting a sticker over that, and that was due to like strength and safety concerns. So it's fine. It still looks good. Also, in keeping with our paint discussion, it turns out the backs of each of these shoulder pieces, skirt pieces, what have you, fully painted. They're going to make sure that paint is on every side, and that was something that was highly requested on the surveys, so they wanted to make sure that happened. Also, I think, oh no.
It's time for this, huh?
It's time for this.
Uh-oh.
It's time for this.
Count up your sins.
This looks pretty good.
Well, not that foot though.
Yeah.
Now the stickers.
Well, wait until you see how they make this work. Animorphs. Oh, the Animorphs.
Oh god, this looks.
I mean, I'll keep giving it to them. They really are pulling it off every time.
They are
dedicated.
this.
They are committing to the bit.
They are.
Yeah, I mean, like,
that.
You know what? I'm just gonna say it. It's gonna sound like a little bit of a brag, but like, hey, I've done at least 22-ish Inktovers, and I feel like it's the consistency and not necessarily how good the images are.
I mean, you did do like 13 or so more than we were expecting you to do.
That's
so.
right. Yeah. I was set up to fail, and I still made it through at least 2/3 of it so far. So we'll see what goes on. But I feel like
You stop on the 30th.
God damn it. But yeah, they're still going. They're still going. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Good
work.
If only you had chose a better show to do this with.
Yeah.
Maybe not show, just concept.
No, yeah, you're right. Definitely concept. The show.
Yeah.
The show's good. I like
Show, I'm sure is good. Yeah. So yeah, this looks the way it does, and it's propped up with this incredible strut here. Here's wow. Cross section, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is waiting to see how they make this work.
Mm-hmm. This is wild. Flap up your sins, says Blade Rain.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. So we also have this, which is very great. You have this like blank looking chest here that has just the peg coming out of his neck. And you can, plug the eagle in here, or you could just have big eagle chest, and that's a fun time. If you want to do that. I assume it just grows and then opens up in the show. I don't know why they would, because they give you like a whole extra peg to. Oh no, it's hinged. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
It's hinged, so that means you could like
do that.
You could do it. Cool. All right. Hey, legs. Full replacement on the shins.
What does that say?
It's a ta-ta-ta. It's a ta-ta-ta. That's what that says. I believe that's a direct quote.
Oh, it's probably gibberish. Like it's probably Vice going.
Oh, it's definitely gibberish. That's for sure.
Also, this does not peg into the normal peg holes for the display stand. But what you can do is you can actually like plug it into the top here at the hinge of the peg, or something that G-Man discovered. You can actually plug it into the hole that's like sort of left over here.
Yeah, I saw Blade Raider in the Discord. It said, "G found the secret hole." Don't take that out of context.
Oh no!
Yeah, he said. When I discovered it, I felt like that, and when I picked up the Eagle genome, please remember this matter.
Please remember this matter. The secret hole.
Cool. Also,
I'm sure what he was getting at there was something like it really made him feel like a fan, just like being able to find like, ooh,
sure,
yeah, exactly.
Also, this is every character in Buy 2. So Mammoth just doesn't get completed in Buy 2.
So literally just before we got this reveal, I made the joke that they were trying to be meta with Vice and being like, hey, remember when Breaking Mammoth took forever to happen? And then I saw the slide and was like, oh no, they did it.
I mean, I don't need it just yet. I'm not upset.
Right. You're right.
Well, now we got to see from the show tonight what kind of pieces we need for demons to have arm swaps. So.
Oh really? How extensive is the change?
It's like so it looks like from what I understand, he uses Showa rider stamps.
Oh,
because like it's Spider, Bata, and I'm told a mole.
I don't remember exactly what the third animal was, but there was a picture of him with like a drill hand that
Probably
had Amazon's colors.
Yeah, that tracks.
So yeah.
So what's swapping? Is it just the arm parts?
I mean, like in the picture that I saw, because I don't know if there's like more. I'm sure there's probably like more than one, and I've just seen like one of them. But it didn't look like it swapped the entire arm out, because like they did talk about like how his entire arm comes off and stuff last week. Mm-hmm. I think it looked like it was really just kind of like a. It almost looks like they could have maybe pegged it, like they could peg it into the hand or something.
Oh, okay.
But
Huh.
It-
All right,
I
that's
can-
not bad. I
I
don't
can
mind that.
tell you. I can tell you right now. There's a chance that it might not be high priority because I had actually just looked at the TV Asahi site earlier
Mhm.
after the episode aired. They do not show anything that is. They don't consider those form changes. Is what I'm getting at.
that makes sense. Yeah, they're
Oh,
definitely
okay.
more like
So-
like weapon things. So
So I guess it will be treated as an effect part.
Well, Blade Raider's saying here it looks like a Forza module, and I feel like that's a pretty good analogy for those.
Hmm.
Also,
So-
Small Dream is saying, yeah, there's an Amazon mole, like the mole beast man from Amazon itself, I guess. But
Yeah.
also, that shows more thought put into that than I feel like the show has done for any other form.
Hmm.
Right? Like, Gaim is a mantis. We have Forza is just a gorilla.
yeah, I feel like the only
You know
animal
what I
that's really made sense so far was the grasshopper with Ichigo.
Yeah.
My assumption is that a lot of these are sort of like you can see with Deno and the mammoth design, where it's like my assumption is that they're looking at the helmet designer and being like, what does that remind me of? Like
Sure.
Where can
I
we go
can't
with that?
I can't provide a very good visual because I don't have like I would have to like draw on the screen to do it.
Mhm.
But I feel like I can see a side silhouette of a mantis from the Gaim helmet. With the
Yeah.
way the crescent works. It's like that's the body.
Oh, yeah.
I
Like,
mean,
it has
obviously-
those extra things on the
Yeah.
side. Yeah.
It's
Obviously,
like
it
I
will
can see
come.
where they're coming from.
Obviously, it will
someone.
become very clear once they turn into a giant CGI mess of an animal.
Yeah, yes,
Right.
yes.
Then it will become clear as day. But
Yeah.
That's the other thing that I made a joke about recently. Like that's what the power up's going to be. Is that a bunch of clones of Vice and Revi and all these different forms are going to appear together, and they're going to combine into a really big T-Rex. It's going to be like the Guardians.
that'd be cool. Then Corey will have to
Gotta
go
start
on
bionicles.
everything.
Yeah. So yeah, there's these guys. But I believe that's it for Soto this week. Soto by this week. But we have Soto Chronicle, which
Yeah.
gives us this boy.
There he is.
Yes.
The,
God,
like,
No platform. Wait.
yes, I would love to take this guy here. So,
All right, fantastic.
oh
Well, we talk about
boy,
him.
from episode 1 of Ryuki and every Ryuki toy line ever made, we have Ryuki blank form. So
Yeah.
obviously, this is just the like in-depth reviews of of Chronicle 2. I couldn't think of the name for a second. Of Chronicle 2, which comes out next month. So yeah, I mean, it looks good. I mean, it's exactly the way that it should be. It's more or less just the same figure you got the last time, but with slight differences like the belt and there's no drag visor, and the helmet obviously doesn't have the dragon on it, and such like that. It looks good. Oh, you get the basic sword vent card, which makes sense because he just has like that basic sword for that thing that just flies into the ground. And then he grabs it, and of course he does so much extensive things with it because it breaks instantaneously. So that is the classic. I just love that like some things will always be the same. Every Ryuki toy line will get a Ryuki blank form that comes with a full version and a broken version of the sword.
Gotta be consistent.
Actually, I guess for except for the Dragonite toy line, because I have that Kamen Rider Dragonite blank form, and he just has the full sword. He doesn't have a broken one.
Oh,
So,
wow.
look at that. But
If only they had done that, then Dragonite would have turned out better.
yeah, that's it. That's why the show failed in the U.S. It wasn't because of any other reason other than them not including a blank form sword.
That was the one ingredient they were missing in the
That was it.
sauce.
Yeah, you need broken blank form sword.
Yeah.
What are we doing? You know. But no, I mean, it looks good. It looks how it should. I like these pictures here tonight with the boxes like next to the figure. That looks nice. Like every figure got that, and I like how that looks.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just looking at it here, and like I don't even think they did any. I can't remember where the belts. The belts weren't molded with the shapes on them before, right?
I don't think so.
So like the belt's just a sticker, like it was before.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know the
Also-
helmet's molded differently, but
Yeah, you are also getting their clear helmet stuff that I love.
oh right,
I
with
love
the
it
eyes.
so much.
Yeah, that was Corey's profile picture for quite a while, which I love.
The
That was that was pretty amusing.
whole
Halloween.
man.
But yeah, so obviously it's just like a blank, like solid top of his head because he hasn't contracted with the dragon yet. He still has like other dragon aspects to him because these suits were not that different when they weren't connected to their inevitable monster. But yeah, and you get the blank visor, which I always thought kind of looked cool.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously it's simple, but like that's the point.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
It opens up.
It does open up. That's neat. That's neat. And but yeah, I mean, you get it pretty much.
I was surprised that he did come with the rest of that broken sword.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought he'd just come with a stump.
I mean, it's cool. I like that you have the whole thing. Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah, cool.
And then you can recreate. That is actually a pretty good recreation of the final shot of episode 1.
Oh wow!
So it like
Nice.
the dragon like chases after them, and then like they get blasted by like fire, and then it like freeze frames there, and it's like next time on Commander Ryuki. So that's a pretty good recreation. Knight is here. He's not in the set, but he is. Kamen Rider Guy is in this set, which looks beautiful.
The blog decided to do this whole like little dramatic fight here because not only are they talking about this guy and his strike vent and whatnot, they also bring in Raya prematurely. Or right? Ray?
Yeah.
Raya.
Okay.
Dating.
They all do the extra transformations and whatnot. Ooh, have we seen that before? That didn't zoom in. Oh god.
Yeah, that's
Open a new
the
tab.
I believe it's the confined vent card.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Confine.
And then we have this beautiful image of him caressing his face with a tendril. Love it. Yeah. So really, they just wanted to recreate a little bit of this scenery from whatever episode it was.
Buy the premium Bandai sets.
Yeah, pretty much. After that, I don't know. He has him saying that how long do I have to keep fighting like this? I never admit that this is my destiny. I don't know how good of a quote that was translated, but you know how it goes here. Now we get to move on to the full review.
Yeah. Also, I believe Raider pointing out very important detail. The Raya suit is not accurate because the butt is not falling apart like the modern suit. Someone out there in the customizing world is going to be the one that does that.
Yeah, it just breaks the suit.
Mess up that butt.
Ooh.
Oh, man. But yeah, here he is, Kamen Rider Guy, looking great. One of my favorite rider suits from the show. The rider is not in the show long enough for me to really care about him, but the suit's good. So, which is also nice because like his figure art is one of the most expensive Ryuki figure arts on the aftermarket. So like you're gonna pay well over $100 for this dude if you want him figure art. So nice to get him here. And I mean, there's like barely any stickers on this dude.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which is also always welcome. I mean, I think really the only stickers are like the belts and then like the leg pieces.
From what I can tell,
I think that's really about it. Because I'm really happy that like that red horn is not our sticker because that would have been.
Yeah. This back is unpainted though. That's a little.
Yeah, it's unpainted, but like at least it's still just accurate and just great. But yeah, I get it. It kind of would have been nice to have it all, but it's good enough. I'll take it.
Yeah, head's fully painted.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah.
They're really, really good. So
they said this was difficult, so they had to like.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, could you imagine if like that little red diamond was a sticker?
Oh my god! Yeah.
The worst.
So there's a bunch of these. His vent opens.
Yep. His is one of definitely the more simpler ones. It's just like a card holder on a shoulder.
Right.
And then you got his strike vents, which is really where the majority of the stickers seem to come from on this dude.
Yeah.
But still good.
And still not on the horns. So
Yeah,
good
exactly.
time.
Yeah.
They were saying something about how initially they were thinking of actually just putting this into the premium Bandai set and having it locked to that, but they wanted to make sure you get like his strong presence with the weapon in the set, so they decided to throw
See,
it.
I'm really glad he has it because, like, and I get why Tiger's claws are in the premium set, but like, I feel like it's kind of a similar situation where, like, when I think of Guy, especially since he wasn't in the show very long, I think of his strike vent, you know? And,
Right.
like, when I think of Tiger, I think of his giant claws. So, like, it's really nice that I can give him the strike vent without having to buy the big genocider. I want the big genocider, but I can't afford the big genocider.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
Hey, look at this.
It's Laya.
Oh, you lied to me.
Ironic.
It's Laya. But no, here's Comrade Raya. In the opposite of Guy, this is one of the cheapest Ryuki figure arts to purchase on the aftermarket.
Why?
I have no idea. I think there was a problem where the ball joint that the ponytail was on didn't stay in very well.
Huh.
Something about that.
I remember when I used to listen to the original RRR. I remember there was a real big issue with the Figma one. Like that one kept coming up. It was kind of like the figure to dunk on.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember that as well. And then I think the figure art had problems too. So I think everyone was just like, "Why can't this dude get a good figure?"
This is the only Ryuki figure art that I have. I remember it's a very tiny ball joint, so that's probably why.
Yeah, very tiny. So
like it's tiny enough that they were able to like add a couple different like ball joint parts to that little thing dangling from the helmet.
Great detail, but like, I don't need it. Obviously, this is not as complex.
Great detail, but ow, it's poking into my skin. Very pointy.
Exactly.
I mean, as we're speaking about this, apparently, this is all done in PVC, so it is going to move.
Yeah. Raya is definitely the one that got the worst of the sticker treatment.
Well, they were really adamant about having the pink outline around the eyes.
Oh yeah, no, I totally get why. I totally get it. But like between that and then you saw on the chest and the back and everything.
I would have to see it in person, but like it doesn't seem there's worse stickers.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I mean, it does have a good effect when you're done with it. But but yeah, there is that to keep in mind. So in the back of his shoulder pads, I think those were stickers too.
Oh yeah.
And then you have his
opens and closes.
Yeah, his evil visor. So
that's its name.
It's so weird that that's its name because this is the character who is like a pacifist, who's just like, I don't want these people to fight.
Yeah. His visor is called the evil visor, and his monster is evil diver. But he's the pacifist dude. Yeah. So you get the copy event card, which you used to take people's weapons like that. I remember, because in the show he grabbed Ryuki's strike vent to like double to simultaneously do the same attack with Ryuki. When he took the sword from Knight, he actually like stole it from Knight to like fight Knight with it.
It's mine now.
So
that's my ability.
he didn't steal it because it did like actually duplicate it, but like he used it to fight Knight with the same sword. So but yeah, I remember when he used it with Ryuki, it was to like actually double the attack. But but yeah, I mean, I want that giant sword, but that's not included in anything. So
get the Shoto one. I'm sure it'll work.
Or get the one that came with Gates Majesty.
True. But I think Gates Majesty, that one, like the peg system is probably going to be better with.
This one's so much better. Oh well, yeah, that showed it too. Yeah, I mean, this one's definitely much more better than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, he has a whip. You can caress a man's face with it.
Whip. He has his main. What is this called? I think that's not a strike vent, is it? I don't know. Whatever event this is, I forget the name of it off the top of my head.
Not a sword.
is also recording. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just Evil.
Yeah, but he has it, so that's nice.
Yeah.
You can strike people with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, that's like what I'd want him to mainly have, and he looks great on Evil Diver. I think that looks pretty neat.
Yeah.
You can become his surfboard just like it does, and yeah.
Oh,
I believe that's it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I can't wait to get the Oja figure.
Yeah, that's we're going to be talking about that next week. So this is interesting. Earlier, the blog was saying, "Hey, we're going to talk about the rest of Soto Revice by 2 next week," but the rest of Revice by 2 is not going to be a figure, so don't get your hopes up. Then it says Soto Revice new character information listing. So we might be looking at by 3 or 4 or something. But
well, also, as I've had to like explain a lot recently, whenever it says new character, just means whatever. Could be a new form, could be a new rider, could just be a new box.
That's true, I guess. Yeah.
So what I'm expecting, I think there is some text in there. You said it, where he basically just says, "Don't get your hopes up on what's the last thing." So, Mammoth, that's basically the expectation.
I mean, it would just be very strange if the set's complete without that.
If? Well, can you scroll down and see it, like the lineup of figures? We'll get there. Not that one. Yeah. What if?
I mean, we have 6 already.
I was about to say,
is that? 12 boxes out of.
What I'm thinking. What if they split Vice, one of these 2 Vice figures up in such a way that they can just be like, let's just pack an extra one in the case assortment. Like they split it up in such a way that it's doing double duty.
What?
As in, like, what they reveal next is going to be the Mammoth Effect Park set / Vice Armor set. So they what I'm saying is that one of these Vice bodies could be like, it's going to be labeled as Vice body for this form and Mammoth.
Oh,
include 2 of them. Or whatever,
so that would, like, because I've been saying for a while, we expect there's going to be a certain number of boxes taken up with these forms, but I'm over here like, eventually one of these remix forms is going to be simplistic enough that they can just like not do as many boxes.
It's definitely possible.
I still feel like you'd need the full support of the 2 boxes to make the Mammoth.
Unless they just do a box that has like, not maybe Mammoth isn't in, or maybe the Vice Mammoth isn't the last figure and it is like Demon's different arms or something. Maybe they were privy to that.
That's also possible. That would make it easier. But what I'm getting at is just that somehow they shuffled things around so that the part set could double as something that you include with a Vice body that's already in the wave.
Maybe. But I don't understand why they wouldn't show Mammoth yet.
I'm guessing the thing that has come up in our Discord is that it must just be at this point, hey, if it's weird that this hasn't shown up for a while, maybe it's just difficulty getting it from the factory.
I mean,
because that's what they said about in the last blog post, where they're like, here's a variety of reasons that these things take a while.
Unless they're just not. Like, unless they're just having trouble figuring out how to make the remix form or something.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. That's why I'm thinking it might get pushed to buy.
Because, like, I really can't see a reason except for, like, the factory thing where why the Vice form of that would be very complex thing for them to do.
And I can, like I was getting at there in the Discord, we've been talking about that today or tonight. And I think what I had said was that I suspect that the reason that they kind of skipped the drop test with Demon's open hands
Mhm.
is because they were like, well, we still haven't gotten back the parts for Mammoth, for the Vice form from Mammoth. Let's rush Demons and then put him in the second wave in place of Vice.
That could be.
Just like they're shuffling things around because of difficulties that had come up at the time.
Maybe.
And then
I don't know, because like
then Vice 3 is where they
Demons
were like,
is something that you could like fast track because you have to dedicate a gray mold to the whole thing. Whereas if you did Mammoth, it would be like, all right, we're already molding in gray already. Like, so I guess we could, or we're already molding in black already, so that gives us our Vice form. Or Vice. But here with Demons, you have a dedicated gray mold. You have to know.
I think if we saw more gray plastic in by 3, then it would probably clue us in.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So far, Revice has been pretty. I don't know. It's been interesting to look at. Just each and every week, we don't know what's going on.
Corey's like, I'm not watching the show, but it's been interesting to look at.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm first a fan of Soto, second fan of Kamen Rider.
It's such a weird combination, but like,
it is. It very much is. But I just like these toys so much, so it's fun to see what's going on.
What he's saying is that he's an elite candy toy fan.
That's right. Well, no, I'm not an elite candy toy fan because I never noticed the things that elite candy toy fans are supposed to notice.
You're not on G's level.
I'm not. Yeah. All right. Cool. I believe that's it. Oh God, there's still this to think about. I keep.
Can we not think about this?
We can think about ending the show because I guess that's it. Oh, right. We had this blog a little bit, and I had a question to you guys.
Okay.
That's the Mastodon from Zoo Ranger.
Yeah. So this.
Oh wait, was there a tease at the end?
Yes.
Okay. To be honest, I literally have not looked at this blog yet.
Okay, and I'm confused about the tease because. This tease.
I think we're literally just skipping the whole point.
No, yeah, because this is everything. You know, it's whatever, man. That's not what I care about. So this. I went back, translated it back to put it back into Japanese.
Yeah,
and then I just took that kanji, or whatever. I took that Japanese, threw it into Google, and found that this is actually supposed to be the thing that they say when they do the final attack with the big combined sword that they all hold.
Oh, right. Okay.
What would that mean here if not a Shoto breakdown where they say, hey, you know, this is still here in this set?
I mean, we've seen it, haven't we?
Is there?
We have, yes.
Is there any mecha? Like any more mecha?
I
mean,
there's
plenty of mecha.
They've
already
done. Oh yeah, there's plenty of mecha.
Let me see, because like
they've done the blog post on Gal Hunter. Yeah, they have.
What? And if that's the case, that the context of how that phrase is used, I'm guessing that this is just them signing out. Just like that's the blog.
Yeah, probably.
Has that been the case where they just sign out?
I don't know, to be honest.
Because so far the last time we've seen it was with Jew Ranger, and you know, we were thinking maybe that's a sign out because they just said the henshin thing.
Yeah, maybe it's the thing they started doing, or maybe it's the thing they've been doing. We just didn't notice.
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, like Adid Nuva's saying, we just got the promo pic, so I'm wondering if it's like a full-on review.
It could very well be.
Wait, does that come out soon?
What?
Gao Ranger?
Shoto Super?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe? It's possible.
Let me check.
The problem with that is that was that set that got shown in March and then not like officially revealed until like June, so like or whatever. So like the the timing of when we actually see that set is like confusing.
Yeah, I'm confused by it as well. I think I saw it recently, like when I was scrolling through the calendar for some information.
Yeah.
The deed noob says January.
January.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, I don't know what they do. I don't know what this is about. But if you guys have insight, if you guys, want to try figuring this out, let me know. Let us know.
I'm going to say, for now, I'm just going to say it's a new sign-off.
Yeah,
That works. But sure.
I was fine with thinking things were just sign-offs, but like then people brought up some plausible things that the Jew Ranger one could have been. So I'm like, do these have another meaning? Is that possible? Paranoid?
Well, would it imply that the next Jew Ranger update is going to have something, or is it going to imply that the next blog post is going to have something?
These things. Wait, what?
Because actually, I'm looking at the thumbnails there. The last Sentai post was about Zenkaiger. Before that was the Jew Ranger one was the one that had the Dino Buckler mention, right?
Yeah.
That barely has anything to do with Juran, I guess.
No. The Shoto or SMP references the next SMP. Superman and Mini Plow references the next Mini Plow Ordo. Like that, the two different teams, right?
Right.
Like they're referencing their next blog, not necessarily the next blog for that property.
It's hard to say because it implies, okay, the Jew Ranger post ended by implying that the next post about Shoto Super will be Jew Ranger related. I mean, yeah, probably. The SMP post ends with another Gal Ranger reference. Next post can be about Gal Ranger? Yeah, probably. I think it might be a coincidence.
Shoto Super, whatever Zenaku's name is.
Shoto Super, whatever Zenaku's name is. Very good.
That's
whatever it is in Gal Ranger.
Yeah, you could just go to the Power Rangers wiki and scroll all the way to the bottom, and it'll tell you the Sentai counterpart.
I want to say his name is Goki?
Goki?
Maybe.
Smog Jokey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark Joke?
I'm going to say that that's what it is. Without looking at it.
In the dark.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, yeah, well, it's whatever. I don't know.
I'm looking at the raw episode of Revice just to see what's going on with the demons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got some CGI Bata legs, it looks like. So that's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
It's going to be like when Revi got the thick dino legs.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it was obvious he was going to do something with that stamp because not only did he have it like in his briefcase last episode, but also like he doesn't have a weapon.
Also, I believe people were speculating about it because the premium Bandai listing for the belt specifically demonstrated that there was a unique function for Bata.
Yeah.
Or at least that it had sounds for it, which brings into question how that belt even works.
It's crazy. I don't understand how it works to like show the images like that. That's really cool.
I fully understand that it's a premium Bandai belt because it looks advanced.
Well, did you guys see the video? Because last week they just had that demonstration video, but like, it was not far enough along where they could actually use the stamp itself on the toy.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Well, they uploaded a new video tonight.
Yeah,
where they used the actual stamp. Oh boy,
it's got rubber tubes
that thing
that
looks
actually
so
squish.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
doing
get
like
why
a decayed thing. And
yeah. I get why it's $150, but man,
it reminds me. I don't know if I brought it up here. I probably did at some point, but like when the Nadeshiko driver was announced, the deluxe blog had a post about that, where it was talking about the electronics in the Forze driver and the kind of screen it had, and it basically just said, this kind of belt wouldn't exist on retail these days because things have changed in terms of how expensive it is to like make something like this.
Yeah, unfortunately.
In the 10 years, a lot has changed.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
right.
So the fact that Demon's Drivers is just coming out looking like that, I'm like, holy.
Yeah, people are right. The Demon's Driver, Small Dream says the Demon's Driver almost looks like one of those super high-end drivers they showed off a few years ago. Those I think about all the time. That was
Sure.
that was one of the funniest events I've ever seen. That Steam one that
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
used Steam for
That's
no
why-
reason.
I
The
keep
one that
coming back
should be
to that
Kakai's belt.
Yes.
I keep coming back to that one because I'm like, guys, please figure out how to make this safe for retail so that you can do a CSM Forza driver.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Just one that does the thing.
Yeah.
Like I just every time I go back, like the other two were cool though, like the motion sensor one and like that,
And then
the LED screw, whatever
yeah.
the screen thing was. Those
All-
ones were really cool. But the Steam one,
there's those, and then there's also Aqua's belt, also known as all of the unobtainable belts.
oh my god, that event was insane. Yeah, 'cause they had that. They had what else? I think they had like a CSM Saiga and Orga that haven't happened yet.
Oh right.
And they had,
Yeah, Nuva was saying that they should use those belts for the 2071 rider that was in that poster.
Honestly, though,
take that
like
that clear looking
futuristic
belt.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like genuinely, just make that his
Yes.
belt. Like that would be cool.
Yeah,
Do it.
take it off the display. Just put it on the new.
Also, I'm gonna call it right now. I think I know what they're gonna call that one.
Yeah.
Because Shirakura, again, there's one, I don't know what specific event it was, but he made some joke about like, once we celebrate the 100th anniversary, maybe we'll make Kamen Rider Century.
I think I saw that floating around that it was from a Decade press conference.
Yeah, it's just like, that's going to be the name, isn't it?
That would be really cool. I think that's a cool name.
That'd be very cute. And by the time it actually happens, we can just pretend that this doesn't exist. That'll be the point where we're like, we're not going to worry about reusing names.
Sure.
Kamen Rider won't be here in 50 years. Nothing will be here in 50 years.
Well, like
Well, we saw
Ultraman did that thing where it referenced an episode from however many years ago in Zet. Like they had a whole episode
that's right.
dedicated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
To like some sort of 2020 revelation or whatever.
That's right. I forgot all about that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
see, I know Toku things sometimes.
the problem with that is that, like, while that would be sweet if, like, 50 years from now, like, he's the show, but you have to go the whole route with that. So that means you have to make Shinobi the show next year. You have to make it the whole show.
Oh, absolutely,
well, no, you see the out that they have is that was from a different timeline.
All right, fine.
Like
that's a problem for other George from the other timeline.
My low bar is Aqua.
Yeah,
there it is. Because like
That's it.
I do agree.
You're right.
I do agree that what's his face? Ninja. You just said him. Ninja dude.
Shinobi.
I do agree that there could be where you can say yes, different timeline, because that belt is just the Jiku driver.
Yeah.
What are you
So
talking
that
about?
could never
Corey?
be
Very sophisticated belt with a ninja on the front of it. That's not.
So what you're
if
saying?
They wanted to do like a dedicated one and say, "Hey, this is kind of like Shinobi, but like Universe Shinobi." I think that'd be a neat idea.
I was about to say what you're saying
elements into it.
What you're saying is, what if we made Shinobi, but we had a little bit better budget on the main suit?
I mean, he has to show up for like some kind of special or something next year.
Absolutely. If he
that's
doesn't show up, I'm gonna be so upset.
If TTFC doesn't do a follow-up to that little mini-series.
I mean, it'd be so perfect to do it. Like, it's not like it'd been that long ago by the time you do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's a clip. Isn't that actor? Didn't the actor do something recently, like one of the dances?
Oh,
I think
maybe.
I remember seeing I think he did the Zenkaiger dance at one point.
Oh,
well, there you go.
Yeah.
doing his usual
still
thing
does.
where he does more energy into the dance than any other Sentai actor.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, so what parts do you think that future writers can reuse?
0,
'Cause I saw-
1. Mostly
I was
0,
about
1
to say,
parts.
I was gonna say the thing that people were immediately saying was 001. That movie form.
Oh, yeah, they could have ripped
Okay.
that apart. Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
something about that helmet looks very Vulcan to me.
Maybe they'll rip his new form apart.
Yeah. I could swear that I see some sort of hint of claws around the chest area. Not saying that it's elemental dragon, but like it seems like they might be doing a dinosaur motif.
Mhm.
This isn't necessarily to do with the new rider, but like I just love the idea of people on Twitter when a suit gets repainted or kit bashed into something else, and they think that the original version of the suit can never possibly return in any capacity ever again. Like they
Like they
would,
gotta use paint.
yeah.
I know that one of the things that I learned from doing a Tokenet video on like the Invis from Gaim was that the monster that appears in episode 1 got retooled and repainted for a different monster. And then in a later episode, when they wanted to bring that monster suit back, they had to kind of just reverse kit bash it back into the original design.
Yeah, like you could do it.
Yeah.
Or like
Add
I'm
another
still-
coat of paint.
right. And like I'm sure there's like multiple versions of the same suit. We know that there are.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
can't be
Also,
that difficult.
as people pointing out in the chat, 001 got turned into Ikazuchi, didn't they? Well, the armor parts probably. The base suit is the part that comes from Bloodstock, and then Ikazuchi.
Right.
Different stuff, but yeah. Small Dream saying, to be honest, I think the 2071 rider will be an entirely new suit, but will be reused for Revice 100%. Yeah, I could see them kit bashing into something way later.
Oh, yeah. Well, if it's not already a kit bash.
You know what? I would be happy if they didn't do it, because I was pleasantly surprised when we got Aqua in Geo. It's like, oh, hey, they kept the suit.
But who else would that suit turn into?
I don't know. That's up to them to decide.
Guess so. But he was already kit bash.
Wait, what?
Aqua already a kit bash? Oh, no. The other form was a kit bash.
Aqua doesn't have other forms.
No, I meant, well, the character's other form. When he was evil?
Poseidon.
Yeah, he's a kit bash.
Yeah, at the very least, I can definitely tell you that the chest is from Abyss, but then also Abyss comes back, so I don't know what the situation there is.
Yeah, I don't either. It'll be a
Maybe-
Guardian Catch again. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yes, please. We missed
I
the.
always keep bringing back that suit. I don't know where it's been, but I want it.
That's what I was about to say. Is we
Um,
really missed an opportunity to turn it into a really bad night for Saber.
We're
Like,
we're
I'm not.
still
I'm
we're still
saying.
missing multiple versions of the Guardian. So
Hmm.
You gotta hold them accountable. You gotta make them do
I do, yeah.
every guardian that they possibly could do.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Sorry to. If you guys don't mind, I think that's. I'd
Yeah,
say that's good enough.
We got a good episode.
Yeah.
I think we covered it all.
Yeah. Pretty much. Even the new Sentai stuff. So let us
Yeah,
know what
that
that's
was
all
fun.
about.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, hanging out with us. As usual, all the links are in the description down below to like where you can get more information on the news and whatnot. You can also use those links in the description to help support the Black Lives Matter movement. You can use them to the hashtag anti-Asian hate, and then also the link to donate to the Trevor Project. And as always, head on into the Discord and I just got a party invite from Chris to play some Fortnite. That derailed what I was saying. The the feedback portion. If you have any other charities you want us to shout out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Keep it.
See you guys.
Yeah. Also, the camera is cutting out pretty bad, so all I heard was "keep it, chew."
Yeah, that's what I heard for a second.
Oh no!
Oh,
And we also have this portion. Now you know. Now you understand how tough this is, too, huh?
Oh, I just didn't even try to do it. So
this is just
didn't?
like
Oh,
this is just
wow.
like saying this is like we've gone backstage and people can still hear us talking.
Right,
Yep.
yeah.
Every